In this video, I'm going to discuss how a respondent can respond to a notice of adjudication. There's information on ODACC's website. The website is odacc.ca, and there's a section for respondents, and the first submenu, Response to Notice of Adjudication, provides instructions on how to complete a response. If a claimant commenced an adjudication on ODACC's custom system, the respondent will be sent an email from communications@odacc.ca stating that the respondent has been named as the respondent in an adjudication. The email provides links for the respondent to access ODACC's computer system and to view the notice of adjudication, and for the respondent to be able to create a response to the notice of adjudication. The email also provides a link for the respondent to view the notice of adjudication. If the respondent does not have an account on the system and they're not a representative, they can click on the first link provided. If the respondent does not have an account, but they are the respondent's representative, they can click on the second link provided. And if the respondent already has an account, they can click on the View Notice of Adjudication link. We have a different video demonstrating how to create an account. After clicking on the link, the respondent can enter their username and their password and click on login, and they can request a security code by clicking on submit, and a security code will be sent via email or SMS. This is the email with the security code. The subject line says ODACC security code, and you can copy the code and enter it to log in. After the respondent logs in, they will see a page with the title Notice of Adjudication, and there will be a message that says you have now confirmed receipt of the Notice of Adjudication. And at the top of the page is the claimant's information. And if the claimant suggests a process to the adjudicator, that would be at the top of the page. The claimant would also provide a description of the dispute and a description of what they would like the adjudicator to order. And by scrolling towards the bottom of the page, the respondent has a space to indicate their response, so they can enter a paragraph summary of their response to the notice of adjudication, as well as the names of potential witnesses. There is a word limit, and the respondent will have an opportunity to provide a full response once the adjudicator is appointed to the adjudication. The respondent can then indicate whether they're an individual or an organization, and they can confirm their address as well as their name, email, and phone number, and the respondent can opt in to receive notifications from the system related to the adjudication. The respondent can then indicate whether it's the respondent or the respondent's representative that's completing the response to notice of adjudication, and if it's the representative, there's a space provided to enter the representative's information. If the respondent completes the response, but the respondent has a representative, they can again enter the representative's information, and they can either continue to select an adjudication process and an adjudicator, or invite the representative to the system for the representative to finish completing the response to the notice of adjudication by clicking on Invite Representative at the bottom of the page. For this demonstration, I'm going to assume that the respondent does not have a representative, and the next step would be for the respondent to suggest an adjudication process to the adjudicator. The respondent might recall that the claimant may have suggested a process to the adjudicator, and the respondent also has the option of suggesting a process. There's information on ODACC's website under Respondent's Adjudication Process. After suggesting a process, the respondent has to indicate whether they consent to the adjudicator that was suggested by the claimant, and that adjudicator will be listed on the page under the first checkbox. The respondent can also request ODACC to appoint an adjudicator, and ODACC will appoint an adjudicator within 7 days, or the respondent can suggest a different adjudicator to conduct the adjudication, and there will be a drop-down of all of ODACC's adjudicators, as well as a link to the Adjudicator Registry, and the registry is available under Home, Adjudicator Registry. The registry contains a list of all of ODACC's adjudicators and can be searched with keywords, location, profession, years of experience, language, or flat fee rates. After the respondent suggests an adjudicator or confirms the claimant's adjudicator, the last step would be to consent to the 3 checkboxes, and the full text of those checkboxes is available on a sample PDF form we have on the website under Respondents, Response to Notice of Adjudication. By scrolling towards the bottom of the page under Responding to Notice of Adjudication, there's a link to the sample PDF form, Response to Notice of Adjudication. And that PDF form will contain the full text of the provisions. After suggesting an adjudicator, the last step is to click on Click to Proceed, and the respondent will see a message that states that the response was created and the claimant has been notified via email. The respondent can click on My Cases to access the adjudication. My Cases, and the case status will state parties to agree on adjudicator, because in this sample demonstration the respondent suggested a different adjudicator than the claimant. By clicking on the case name, the respondent can access the adjudication, and this is what the dashboard will look like. Milestones and steps to complete will be added as the adjudication progresses. On the Forms tab, the respondent can download a PDF of the Notice of Adjudication or a PDF of the Response to Notice of Adjudication. And for this test case that I'm demonstrating, the respondent had suggested a different adjudicator than the one that the claimant suggested. So the case status states parties to agree on adjudicator, and the next step will be for the claimant to review the adjudicator that was suggested by the respondent, and I will demonstrate the adjudicator selection process in a different video. If you have any questions, please email us at authority@odacc.ca.